Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, it's going to be take a little look at some Smallville, but not this Smallville, not the Smallville comic book. Whee! I want to take a look at Smallville novels. And of course, to those who may not be aware, that Smallville was a TV series which ran for 217 episodes over 10 seasons from 2001 to 2011. And it was about the youth of Clark Kent growing up in Smallville. It starred Tom Welling as Clark Kent, Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor, who was also did the voice of the Flash in the Justice League animated series, and Kristen Cruick as Lana Lang, among others there. But they were the central characters early on. Okay. Now, I've talked about some of the other novels based on comic book characters before. I had the Batman novels based on the animated series, and I had the same thing for the books of the Justice League based on the Justice League animated series, and a little bit of other things. So these are the novels based on the Smallville TV series. Okay, it was developed by Alfred Goff and Miles Millar. It was originally on the WB network, which then morphed into the CW network. And the show, of course, was about a teenage alien growing up in a small town and having to deal with developing superpowers. And that show replaced the series Roswell, which was a show about some teenage aliens growing up in a small town dealing with developing superpowers. Except Smallville did it better, really. Of course, I still liked Roswell. And all these books came out about 2002 to 2004. Even though the series, it was was the single most successful series on CW until it was outstripped by Supernatural. Because Smallville ran for 10 seasons, Supernatural ran for 15 seasons, and they had. This is representing two different series for slightly different audiences. Starting off with this series, this is the only one that I know of. This is Smallville Arrival, written by Michael Teitelbaum, who also wrote some of the Justice League juvenile novels. This series of 10 books was, as far as I know, this is the only one actually based on a script, which was the pilot episode. The series was intended for like middle and older teen readers, and then the other series was for regular ordinary adult novels. Put them in, and this was done similar to the Smallville High, Roswell High series of novels, from which the show Roswell had been based on. So we had this one, Arrival, by Michael Teitelbaum. Then See No Evil. This is about his developing supervision, I guess. Sherry Bennett and Jeff Gottsfield. And they all have photo covers, so they don't have any artwork to speak of. Of course, Flight, Sherry Bennett and Jeff Gottsfield. Animal Rage. Now, I have not read all of these books. I've read some of them, but I haven't read all of them. And to my knowledge, these 18 books are the only ones. If there are any more in this other series, other than the 8 that I've got, I've never seen them. I only see these over here. I've only seen these referencing each other. So, Smallville, Animal Rage. This is number 4. David Cody Weiss and Bobby J.G. Weiss. Speed. Sherry Bennett and Jeff Gottsfield. Buried Secrets. By Susan Colon. Runaway. Also by Susan Colon. 7. Number 8. Greed by Sherry Bennett and Jeff Gottsfield. That's number 8. Number 9. Temptation. Susan Colon. And number 10, Sparks by Sherry Bennett and Jeff Gottsfield. Notice in this series they all have basically the same group of authors, and the same goes for over here. Okay, now in this series I have eight novels, and as I said, as far as I can tell, these are all that were done, and these are Roger Stern, who is one of the best known for one of the Superman writers in the comics. So they had some crossover there. But also have, for example, like the authors like Nancy Holder. These are also the same authors who were writing the Buffy the Vampire Slayer novels at about the same time or shortly before. So here we have, and these are in no specific order. I don't know what the publication order was, because they're not numbered or anything. This is Silence by Nancy Holder. Shadows by Anna Gallagher. And I haven't read that, so I'm not sure what that is. Who Done It? And I think that's self-evident. Dean Wesley Smith. Dragon by Alan Grant. And some of these people also, I think, wrote Star Trek novels as well. Author of Batman, Shadow of the Bat. Ooh, yeah. Crossover because he's from the comics. Dragon. There's Smallville. Strange Visitors. Roger Stern. He's also from the comics. And this was a really, really good one, I remember. I really like that because I said I haven't read all of them. Then we have Hauntings, another good one. This one's intended to be like a ghost story, spooky ghost story type. Nancy Holder, and another Alan Grant in Curse. I can't remember that. Then this one here is City by Devin Grayson, and this is is actually a British edition. Instead, has the original price in pounds and stuff. It's a UK edition. Okay, and then so that's all of the Smallville books that I've got. But I wanted to touch here because before Smallville, there had been another series based on the Superman characters, and that, of course, was Lois and Clark, which had been inspired by the way the Superman series as done in the comics by John Byrne. The interplay between the characters Lois and Clark, and they had a few books as well. Now, from what I understand, they only had 3 of these, and this is the only one I've got. I've got another copy of this one, and I believe I had one other, which is up and disappeared somewhere. Heatwave by Michael Jan Friedman, Star Trek author. And then Lois and Clark. Here we have a hardback. The only hardback that I know of that they did on this. Lois and Clark, a Superman novel. So it's by C.J. Cherry. Also a Star Trek writer. So those are what I've got. Dealing with Smallville, Superman TV shows, and the like, and some fun reading in all of them. I'm sure that there's various qualities of story and stuff, but it's very fun. Like I said, they only produced these for about 2 to 3 years. The bulk of the series run was without new stories, and so it was almost all during the early times when it was basically the before they got into the more serialized storylines, and basically Meteor Freak of the Week. And that's how they dealt with that. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. And do leave a comment. Tell me, have you read any of these Smallville or other books? Did you like Smallville? I loved Smallville. My wife and I were big fans. We recorded it every week and watched it, and I have all 10 seasons on DVD. I always enjoyed the show. So let me know what you think. Are you one of the fans who just despised Smallville? Or are you like me? You're flexible enough that even though the thing's a little bit different, you can still enjoy it. I really like it. I like the way they presented him growing up and having to deal with it. Except they're all, when he's 15 years old, he's played by a 24-year-old. But that's what they do in TV. So thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And remember, comics are art.